Hello, everyone. Welcome to a Frozen Fingers edition of Sugar Wars. My God, is it cold out there? It is ridiculous. I didn't know what to call today's episode. There's a genre of Twitter accounts on Twitter called like such and such posting their L's online, and I almost feel like I have to do that because this year it's already kicking my ass. Uh, um, when I went to lunch the other day, just as a great visual metaphor, I saw this car with its trunk like literally on fire, just like smoke billowing out of the back, going the other way. And I was like, that's like 2021 going away, right? Like that's not a foul omen for this year, is it? So, all right. So I've already uh, taken a beating in the sugar wars. It was the last thing I was expecting to happen this year. So I went trying to think what the chronology is. It doesn't really matter. I'll just tell you about the different incidents and some of the just crazy stuff I found. So just for instance, tonight I was at the grocery store and I was like, I wonder if there's any way to have like pancakes and waffles for breakfast like that. Like, is there any kind of syrup? And so I looked at the light syrups, and of course they had sugar. And then I looked at the uh, zero sugar syrups, and they had like sorbitol. They had corn syrup. I'm like, zero sugar, and it said like corn. Oh yeah, corn syrup adds a negligible amount of sugar. Really, you think so? The the crack cocaine of sugar adds a little bit of sugar. That's surprising to me. You surprised me, sir. So that was eye opening. That like even uh, zero calorie supposed foods, they still have sugar in them. It's just insane. But so I accidentally so when I was doing my farewell tour, one of the things that I left available was Papa John's breadsticks and garlic dipping sauce because I knew I could have that. And I figured the marinara sauce would be okay for whatever reason, even though I know some restaurants have sugar in their dough, or not necessarily their dough, but their sauces. But when I went to have Papa John's breadsticks, I noticed that the sauce, like, I was like, this tastes like birthday cake. Like this is a problem. I like as this process has gone on, I become more and more sensitive to the sweet, flavors. And so I looked it up online. I don't, other than the phone I use to record these, which doesn't have like service, so I don't really take it around with me that often. I can record videos and just upload them later, but I'm a desktop guy. I'm a luddite. I have no. I'm not good with like apps and stuff like that. So I know that there's tools out there and technology that could help me in theory to do all this easier, but I don't use them. So, and that's why. But so I didn't like check the app and all that stuff. But I went on my giant desktop computer and Googled the nutrition information, and sure enough, the sauce has sugar. And then I find out the breadsticks have sugar. I had no idea. I had no idea the breadsticks would have sugar. It didn't make any sense. So frustrating. So I inadvertently had breadsticks. So I was like, you know what? I was hoping this was going to be like a backup snack because it's one of the things I like to do after work is I'll call Papa John's. I'll get some breadsticks just as like a lazy meal, but still a fun vegan meal. And I was like, nope. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do the farewell tour, I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna go ahead and get pizza again. With the no cheese pizza, even though that was already on my death list of stuff to mark off. So I had a farewell tour at Papa John's, extremely unsatisfying. And today I was going out to lunch, and I was like, well, I could go to Willie's. I was like, I really want a pizza with cheese on it at Thousand Degrees Pizza because they're the only place that has cheese. So this is the L. This is the L. I straight up violated my list twice. And part of me was like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I, as Wesley Watson, the health guru I watch on YouTube, as he calls it, why am I negotiating with my lesser self? And I was like, I just want to see how I take an L in this scenario. Like, how is it going to affect me as part of the experiment? So I sort of had a write off for that. But I went in. It was really strange too because metaphorically, I went in at like 2. They close from like 2 to 5. They have the weirdest hours at 1,000 Degrees Pizza. So when I left, the guy had to unlock the door to let me out, which I felt like was a good metaphor for, a good last time. So that was weird. But then the other day, one of the um, one of the foods I normally get as like a little like appetizer type thing is I'll get Sabra hummus. It's one of my favorite hummuses. My Mr. BB's sitting right at my feet. Do you want to join me, BB? Oh goodness. All right. You're not as interesting when you look at me. Gotta look at the camera. There you go, buddy. Is this still going? It is still going. I've been babbling for 5 minutes. How's everybody doing? So anyway, so I look at the hummus. I read the ingredients. I pick one. I take it home, and I should have known to check twice because one of the Sabra hummuses that they had on offer was their chocolate hummus. So I know that had sugar. What I didn't realize is that their spinach and artichoke version had sugar as well. So I get that home. I'm starting eating that. I look in the ingredients. It's second to last by weight. It's negligible. It's like right before spices, but it still made me really mad. And I started thinking about how I had consciously checked that thing, and all these little factoids and weird data about eyes and eyesight and vision started coming back to me. So some of this is maybe just hearsay, and maybe I'm wrong, but I know that my mom, when she went to a trip to Hawaii, she had some weird thing happen to her eyes where her vision flipped. She saw the whole world upside down for like a week, and it wasn't until and that's not like a hardware error. It's not like her eyeballs turned upside down in their sockets. It was a software thing because, as I understand it, or as I remember, our eyes the light always feeds in, and we see the world upside down, and our brain corrects it. And another weird thing about vision is, a lot of it is associated with memory. So when you look at like a body language expert or something like that, if somebody's looking off to their left, they're accessing memory, but if they're looking to the right, they're accessing creativity. And my point is that memory is a huge part of our everyday vision. I think it's like something like upwards of like 50% of everything we see is actually a memory of what's already been there, kind of like computed in. And if a good example of that is like if you walk to your bedroom in the middle of the night and it's pitch black and you trip over something, you get mad because you're like, oh, I didn't see that there. Well, you're not seeing it there now. It's pitch black, but you just don't remember it being there. But when you wake up and you cross your room in the daylight, you're still remembering. That memory is still there. You're still guiding in part by memory, which is why you can, if you're driving to work, you can like zone out and just daydream and then realize, oh wait, I'm like 5 minutes away now. So much of your vision has to do with memory that it can play tricks on you. It can. I literally read that label, and I'm used to reading labels beginning to end, and I still missed it. So I took an L there. I ate the wrong hummus. I took an L by accidentally ingesting sugar at Papa John's. I took another L by having Papa John's one more as a farewell tour item, which I didn't realize I was going to do. Took yet another L when I went and had 1,000 Degrees Pizza today. I'll tell you what I did, because like I said, part of me consciously taking that loss was trying to see like, how am I going to react to this? And I'll show you how. Signed up at the gym. So that's how I took the L. We're signed up. We had 3 days left to do the classic plan at Planet Fitness, which is like right by my house, just a short little drive away. I had 3 days left to sign up, to lock into the low rates. I asked the guy if the shoes I was wearing were okay. He laughed at me. Zacharias, thank you for the tour. So I'm going to have to get new shoes. I'm going to have to get sweatpants. I literally have never joined a gym in my entire life. And here I am, 45, 46 years old, joining a gym for the first time. So it's going to be fun, but that's where we're at. So Hope everybody's doing all right. If your New Year's resolution is to join the gym, to get out and walk, whatever it is you're trying to do, just do it. And you know what? You got to forgive yourself. You're going to stumble. Starts and stumbles is part of the process. So, you're not failing. You're learning a way to not do the thing that you want to do, So that's it for today. Hope everybody's having a great day. We'll talk to you soon.